Welcome to Sunflower Brew Television. I'm your host, Zach Luya. Joining me today here at Washington Days is the Executive Director of the Kansas Democratic Party, Jason Perkey. Jason, welcome to the program.
Thanks, Zach. How you doing?
Doing well. A little bit about Washington Days. What is Washington Days?
So, like all states, we have this really awesome opportunity to bring people from all across the state into one place to talk about how we're going to win elections in the upcoming years. Talk about what worked and what didn't work. And at the end of the day, really just have some fellowship with one another in order to build our spirits up. From what I learned, this is actually interesting, the Republicans way long time ago created something called Kansas Days.
Yes.
And so the Democrats created Washington Days as a result of that. Other states have something called the Jefferson-Jackson Dinner, and that's their state convention. But we're here this weekend to celebrate Democratic values, Kansas values, and we've got people from all the way out in Hayes, from all the way down in Cherokee County and all over the state to do that. So it's been pretty neat.
Okay. Now your role as Executive Director, for those of us or people watching, what is the Executive Director? What do you do?
Manage personalities, talk to folks from all over the state that have ideas about what we need to keep doing here at the state party, what we need to stop doing because it's not working, and then also to provide new ideas about what we can do in order to maybe win some elections. But really, at the end of the day, I see myself as the staff for all Democrats across the state who have set a direction of where they want the party to go, and it's my job in order to create programming elements and the projects for us to work on in order to achieve those goals. So our number one goal at the Kansas Democratic Party is to beat Sam Brown back in 2014, right?
Yes.
From there, what we've done is we've identified a couple of programming elements and projects to do that. So we've got to expand our base. We've got to get out there and register as many voters as we can. We've got to identify who the persuadable voters are, and then get out there and have conversations with them as much as we can. And then lastly, what we need to do is communicate better and more often with our voters and get them to know what Brownback and the far right is doing, and at the same time sharing the accomplishments of Kansas Democrats that are our legislators.
Okay. From a messaging standpoint, what is Governor Brownback's biggest legislative achievement so far that will have the most negative impact on the state of Kansas?
So jobs, right? For me, my first day on the job in Kansas was the day that Boeing announced it was leaving, right? We haven't seen a single plan from the governor on how to replace those jobs, and that hits people in their pockets. Obviously, it affects families and affects futures. We also see that the governor has just slashed so much of our education funding for public schools. The far right clearly does not believe in public schools. They don't believe in public school funding, and this governor is waving the mantra of that left and right. So we don't think that the burden should be on the middle class and on the working poor these days especially. We should all bear the responsibility of providing our core services like transportation, public safety, and education. But the governor completely disagrees, and he hasn't worked towards replacing those jobs that are going to be lost down in Wichita, and he's worked against fighting for public education, which are big issues for us at the Kansas Democratic Party.
All right. Well, Jason, thank you for coming on the program. Really appreciate it. For Sunflower Brew Television, this is Zach Luya reporting from Washington Days. Thank you.